Hi, it's that time again. I'm Colleen and I'm representing Divination Counseling Service. So today I am continuing a series of prediction techniques that we've been working on. I did 2 videos on the angles of the chart and how they can be used for predictions. Today I'm going to look at just the sun and the sun axis and everything that falls in that axis and how we can glean a lot of information from a chart by simply looking at the sun axis. This works very well when there isn't a very good time to work with because a lot of information is right there just under the sun. So with that said, I'm going to do a little review here. I want to look at a dial and the math that it takes to come up with an axis, okay? So when you're working with a sun, and it doesn't have to be just a natal chart or a solar return or a lunar return or a secondary progress. When you're looking at a sun, even in an event chart, there can be an incredible amount of information given, particularly for those who are comfortable working with the asteroids. So with that said, I want to show you an example of a 3-degree Leo moon. Now you could do this with anything. I'm just using a 3-degree Leo moon because I thought it would be an easy, quick way to go through the math. First of all, for review, this is our dial. Okay, so what we see here is exactly what a dial looks like. The first 30 degrees, 0 to 30, represents all cardinal signs. That would be Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, and Aries. The second 30, going from 30 to 60, represents all fixed signs. Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, Taurus. And then from 60 to 90, you're looking at all signs that are mutable. Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, Sagittarius. So what we're looking at is a grouping where we took the chart and we folded a 360 wheel into 90 degrees. So we folded it into 4s. So all 4 signs come up for every 30 degrees. Okay? It makes the math really easy when you're looking up aspects. So even those weird aspects, because that's what we're looking at when we're looking at the arms of the chart. We are looking at some of the, what I would call the really exciting aspects, but they're very difficult for astrologers to derive the math. They're unusual. So the way we make it easier is by putting everything on a dial. So let's talk about the math. So we're going to start with 3 degrees of Leo, which as you can see down there on the dial is 33 degrees, okay? Because 3 degrees of Leo. So across the dial, 45 degrees away. Then you can then see that we go all the way to 18 degrees of mutable. See how that works? You can do this mathematically because when you add 45 and 33, you do come up with 78. And 78 is 18 degrees. So you see how that works. The same thing is going to happen. You could take 22 degrees on either side of this 30. Okay? 20 degrees this way or 22 degrees this way. 22, 30. Because you then split the first 90 degrees splits into 45 and then 45 splits into 22, 30. That's how we get this. So mathematically, you could add 22, 30 to 33 degrees and you will come up with 55, 30, which is 25 degrees of fixed 30 minutes. Across the dial, or 45 degrees, either minus that or added to that, will then come to 10 degrees, 30 minutes of Capricorn. Okay? It's really easy. I've gone through this several times in several videos, and I invite anyone who wants to do further research and to maybe start working more with a dial to check out my website at www.divinationcounselingservice.org, or you can get in touch with me directly. Colleen Schmidt, and that is actually through the website, and I can get back to you with any questions that you might have, and in any way that I can help you, I will, because my purpose is to spread the word and teach people how to use these wonderful techniques and to make their astrology even that much better. So, went through the math, we went through the dial, so let's use a few examples of what this might be like in someone's chart. And since I am a working astrologer, I have lots of examples to share with you. These are real people. I'm not going to give you any other information because they are real people and privacy matters. But it's a wonderful way for me to verify how these work in charts. I'm only going to use natal examples today. You certainly could use this for events. You could use it for solar return, secondary progressed. You could even use this for relationships, synastries, and you would have the same kind of results. So I'm going to use natal charts because I have an unlimited supply of those to work with. I've been practicing astrology for 50 years, a very long time. I was very fortunate. I had a lot of encouragement as a child, and I started very, very young. I used astrology and my working in astrology as ways to pay for my tuition as in other things that I did in life, so in my schooling. So I paid for my schooling through my astrology. Now, looking at the just what the sun is telling us. Let's take a chart I know well. Let's take mine. What did I go to school for? Well, I have a sun equals Cupido, which Cupido actually runs with Terpsichore. So when you look across the dial, you see the sun straight across. We have Cupido, which is buildings, artistic associations. We have families or groups of people that can represent families. And with Terpsichore, we have the body. So yes, I once owned a dance studio. I spent many years of my life training in dance and teaching other people how to dance. So I was a dancer. From dance, I went on into yoga, and to this day I am still considered a yogi, and I practice yoga every day. So when we say that I have a sun Terpsichore, we know that I work in the body, or that the body is very important to me, whether it's my body or one of the bodies of the people that I train. And I'm still training, so I still have a studio in my house. Again, it's a building. Cupido is a building. I think of all the homes I've owned, almost every one has had a studio in it. I always have an office too, so there always something about buildings and that identification. So I just thought I could share that with you because that's an obvious. That's one. Now another one that I see a lot, way a lot, is Sun Juno or Sun Hera. And when I cite these examples, and I have several, it's ironic that I have so many of these. When I started doing this article, I was kind of blown away by how many I have. I knew I had a lot. I actually knew who, had this because I do their astrology work, and it's partnerships are critical to these people. Their marriages are paramount. Being in relationships had been always somewhat of a priority. Now, in certain cases, it might have been anybody, meaning they didn't do things too much alone. They generally did them with other people, and it didn't have to be a partner, romantic partner. In other cases, the romantic partner was something that this person set out to look for from the very beginning. So you see the importance of that Sun Juno, Sun Hera. We're looking for a partner. We do things in partnerships. We don't even go into business for ourselves. We have to do it with partners. So partnerships become very important. Now, there are a lot of other things that go into that. I'm not going to go into detail. I can tell you that when you're dealing with Juno or Hera, you are also dealing with things like expenses and scorekeeping and all kinds of things that can creep up through partnerships as well. So I'm not going to go in detail because these details would be spelled out through the rest of the asteroids, trans-Neptunians, or planets that showed up in the axis. Okay? Another one that I like to do is, oh yeah, let's go back to my Juno hero people. This is just this is a deviation off of this. One of these people has an Eros with it. Okay, so that person, they need the other person to incite them and excite them in terms of what they're doing. So they get very, and it's sexual as well. So it's also people who might have partners who identify with their sexuality, get that done, so on and so forth. But let's look at it more mundane. We could be looking at how one person stimulates another person right down to their will to live. They feel much more excited about being alive as a result of that. The other person has a Lilith there. And when Lilith is there, you know that decisions are made by both people. So let's start off with that. But it also means there's a gender factor involved in the relationships. Yes, this is a person that did want to get married. This is somebody who sought that as part of the goal in life. The other one maybe not so much, but you see how that changed when you throw another energy into the mix. So let's move on. Okay, then there's another individual. And I'm going to use this example because it really can relate back to Juno. Okay, so this person likes to be in relationships too, but this person needs the bonding of the social group as well, Sappho. So it's like, yes, I need to bond with people. And yes, if I have that significant other person, that's just wonderful. But even if I don't, I need a bunch of or several people that I can bond with. I always call this person a social element or a social animal, but really it's that bonding element. It's that I need to bond with people. So that's exciting. Then we move on. And oh, let's look at this, okay? The same person with the Sappho, because I'm going to throw some energies in besides one. You know, it's really easy to throw one energy in there and say, oh, yeah, it's like this. But if you start throwing in other energies, oh, you just glean like, it's like a 3D picture. Now you're gleaning in high def, okay? So this person with the Sappho also has aha moments in life. And I believe they happen through the bonding of other people, but I also believe it's through the bonding of other people that, oh, that's not what I thought, or wow, that's eye-opening, or I learned a lot. There's a lot of truth that's gleaned through this. And this person, what I really like is they understand what that Sappho means in their life. Even if they don't know astrology, they know the importance of that to their own truth, because Varda also falls in that sun axis. I thought that was really exciting because this person and I have done a lot of work together and on their charts, and I really felt that this person has made a lot of headway in the understanding of what those bonding relationships mean in their life. In other words, they appreciate them. Then I have another client who has the nodes in the sun axis. And this is really interesting because when this person is going through a transition in their life, I always like to point out that they can pull themselves up or down on the ladder based on who they're connecting with. So connections are very important. Timing, I can tell you by what this person did for a living, timing, very important. Sometimes very oppressed because of timing, sometimes just oppressed. Like oppression is a part of the South Node. I feel like this person has a lot of karma, and the karma is directly related to the work, the timing, the connections, and the people that they're dealing with regards to the work, particularly the work. But realize that this is an individual that feels alive by simply connecting with other people. You know, that's a really important thing to know, because if you get depressed, if you get down, looking at your sun axis, you might find out what it is that'll pull you out of this. What is it that can help you heal? Let's go back to my example, because I can use me. I can tell you about me. And I can tell you that that sun terpsichore also meant that when I was very upset, when I was really down, when I've been disappointed, I have a saying that I'm going to go into the studio and put myself into a lather. And it means just that. I'm so angry, I need to go in there and sweat it off. Okay? Because it's through my body that I'm going to experience and express what it is that I'm going through. This is going to be true of every sun axis in every chart. And again, it's that perception. Just like the people who have the sun Hero or the sun Juno are going to go through many things, either with or because of partnerships. I guarantee it. Oh, that's right. I don't have to. I already know it's true. So with that said, I'm going to end this video. And if you have any further questions, you can contact me through the website. There is a messenger box there. I would directly get the questions. The website again is www.divinationcounselingservice.org. I am a practicing astrologer with a pretty healthy clientele. So I'd be very happy to help you. And if you are someone in need, I'd be very happy to work with you. I'll talk to you soon, and until next time, take care, be well, be healthy, and be happy.